Thank you. It's like kind of gets super small, but they're talking about kind of, but it's like, when I was like back over there, but now it's like, kind of get a smell. It's just like, of like the different practices you can do, but then I'm like, oh, be like, oh, it sounds like we're gonna get somebody over to look at it. It's good. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
That makes more sense.
The Edmonton Town Council meeting for January 12, 2026 is now called to order, 7 p.m.
Mayor Ernie Blackford,
Here.
Councilmember Daisha Edwards,
Here.
Councilmember Greg Lustig,
Here.
Councilmember Davina,
Here.
Councilmember Chad Edwards,
Here.
Town Attorney Scott Murray,
Here.
Town Engineer Shane Porter,
Here.
Town Treasurer Lexi Erickson,
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson,
Here.
Fire Chief Leo Lawson,
Here.
Public Works Director Dan Corson,
Here.
Town Clerk Janelle Underwood of Essex Citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of agenda. Do I have a motion for approval of agenda?
I so move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. I call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. We will now open this up for public comments, and I will
Number
remind.
one. Number one.
Consent agenda.
Back up. Okay, approval of minutes. Regular meeting and executive session, December 8, 2025. Do I have a motion?
All motion?
You might just do the number one as a whole.
Approval of the consent agenda for the approval of minutes for the regular and executive session, December 8th. Approval of business licenses for garage door dock and some plumbing and heating and approval of bills.
Now, do I have a motion?
All motion?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Now we will open it up to public comments, and I will remind you it's a 5-minute limit. Any public comments? There we go.
Ryan Perry, 324 Curtis Street. City Council, Mayor, thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm here to talk about medical cannabis, but more importantly, I'm here to talk about healthcare access, constitutional rights, and the very real human costs of the policies we continue to enforce in Wyoming. Article 1, Section 38 of the Wyoming Constitution is titled Right of Healthcare Access. It states that each competent adult has the right to make his or her own healthcare decisions. It affirms that patients may pay directly for healthcare and providers may accept that payment without penalties or fines. It allows the legislature to impose only reasonable and necessary restrictions to protect public health and welfare, and it places an affirmative duty on the state of Wyoming to preserve these rights from undue governmental infringement. Medical cannabis falls squarely within those protections. At the federal level, the government has now admitted what patients have known for decades, that cannabis has legitimate medical value by moving it from Schedule I to Schedule III. Yet here in Wyoming, patients are still criminalized. I'm not speaking about this in abstract. I've lived it. I was subjected to this very type of prosecution, which amounted to 3 small charges, resulted in the felony conviction. I am effectively a political refugee because of a cannabis-related enforcement. What should have been at most a modest fine became more years and my life destroyed. I was placed on probation under conditions that made compliance nearly impossible. I was required to complete intensive outpatient treatment, even though the professional running the program told me directly that I did not need it, that the seat should have gone to someone struggling with heavy drug use. But without completing that program, I could not complete probation. At the same time, my employment required me to work out of town. That conflict made compliance impossible. When I did the responsible thing and turned myself in, I was sentenced to 6 months straight with no good time. 6 months of incarceration for a nonviolent victimless crime. There should have been a $100 fine, not a year of hell. We as taxpayers pay roughly $50,000 per person, per charge, per year of supervised probation or jail. That is money that is not saving lives. It is destroying them. It is breaking families. It is destabilizing employment, housing, and mental health. And this burden falls especially hard on our veterans and our cancer patients. Wyoming's veterans and cancer patients deserve better access to treatment. They deserve better health care. They deserve doctors trained in all available options, not just pharmaceuticals, but alternatives that may reduce reliance on opioids, alcohol, and medications that carry serious risks. Across this country, veterans have testified that medical cannabis has helped them manage chronic pain, PTSD, sleep disorders, and trauma when nothing else worked. Denying them that option does not protect them, it abandons them. Reasonable regulation is appropriate. No one here is asking for chaos, but criminalization, incarceration, and lifelong consequences for patients go far beyond reasonable and necessary restrictions. They represent undue governmental infringement, which our Constitution explicitly instructs the state of Wyoming to prevent. The war on cannabis has destroyed more lives and families than it has ever saved. Town council may not write laws, but you are our leaders. You see the overcrowding in our jails. You see the cost. You see the damage done to working people, veterans, cancer patients, and family. I urge you to support policies and resolutions that treat medical cannabis as a healthcare issue, not a criminal one, that respects constitutional rights, reduce taxpayer burden, and put patients first. Thank you for your time. And I'm just asking for a letter to send to the legislature to get this ball moving. I'm just a single guy. But the way they just did with the abortion ruling, we have the same avenue with Section 1, Article 1, Section 38. So that's it.
Thank you, Mr. Perry.
Thank you.
Are there any other public comments? Any other public comments? No further public comments. We will close the public comments. Okay, number 3.
Mr. Mayor, council brought before you tonight is number 3. It's an authorization for the mayor to execute the Bio Water and Wastewater Mutual Aid and Assistance Agreement. This was part of your packet. Basically what the program is a group of Wyoming water and wastewater utilities that cooperatively repair for the next natural or man-made disaster by bringing political and jurisdictional boundaries through training protocols and agreements so that utilities can respond to disasters by sharing personnel, tools, and equipment. This is a program that has been adopted by many municipalities throughout the state of Wyoming, and it's brought before you tonight for approval to participate in that plan.
Do I have a motion for this authorization?
I move to authorize the mayor to execute Wyoming Water and Wastewater Mutual Aid and Assistance Agreement.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is there a fee for this?
No, there's no
Okay.
fee.
I'd like to
The
say,
The only fees that's associated is if, and we used it once before, a number of years ago, if you have to, maybe get supplies from another jurisdiction, and in this case, it was a service improvement district.
Right.
We went down to Rock Springs, got the materials that we needed to make the necessary repairs, and then they sent us a bill for those materials that we utilized.
I'd like to say I very much support this agreement. A lot of small municipalities like ours don't have a lot of infrastructure and a lot of redundancies and things, and to overcome a instance like this can be very difficult. So the mutual aid will go far in helping us recover from an instance should it happen.
Any other discussion? If not, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay, we will now open this up for a public hearing for renewal of liquor licenses. I'd like to call a roll call for everyone here. Outback Steakhouse? Anyone here from Outback Steakhouse? Okay. Texas Roadhouse?
Here.
Okay. Taylor Sports Bar and Spirits?
Here.
Okay. Wyoming Downs Off-Track Betting?
Here.
Okay. Happy Days Liquor?
Here.
Okay. Hooches?
Here.
Okay. Ash Premium Cigar? Anyone here from Ash Premium and Cigar? HQ Southern Barbecue. Okay. Chili Southwest Grill and Bar.
Here.
Okay. Mint Billiards. Anyone here from Mint Billiards? All righty. I would open this up for any public comments. Does anybody have anything to say for or against renewing these licenses?
Mr. Mayor, I might mention to you that all applicants did provide their applications back in December, end of November. Everything was gone through, submitted to the Wyoming Liquor Commission and approved by the Wyoming Liquor Commission. And Chief Thompson had weighed in on the renewal of those liquor licenses. And so I would just, ask for any public comments for or against.
Okay. Any public comments on this, one way or another? Okay. Hearing none, I will close this for public comments. I will now call for a motion and a second for all those that are represented here today and the three that were not here, Outback Steakhouse, Premium Cigar, and Mint Billiards, to be tabled until our next meeting. So with that, do I have a motion?
All motion?
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And so I will reach out to Outback Steakhouse, Ash Premium Cigar, and Mint Billiards and advise that they need to be present at the January 26th council meeting to continue this public hearing for those three licenses.
Very good. Okay, we will now open this up for a public hearing on the Mystery Bridge Road Street name change. Shane?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. So I'll go through the staff report, and then you can open up the public hearing. So the staff report, this is a public hearing to consider a request to rename Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way from East Yellowstone Highway south to the end of the cul-de-sac. Some background, Mesa Solutions is currently in the process of constructing a 220,000 square foot manufacturing building located on Lot 5 of the Wildcat Addition, currently addressed as 10 Mystery Bridge Road. As part of this project, the town of Evansville helped secure a Wyoming Business Council grant to install utilities and surfacing in Mystery Bridge Road and Wildcat Roads. Mesa Solutions has submitted a request to rename Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way from East Yellowstone Highway south to the end of the cul-de-sac. So a street name change requires approval by ordinance, which requires public hearings before the Planning and Zoning Commission and the Town Council. Notice of the public hearings was published in the Casper Star Tribune on November 29th, 2025 and December 6th, 2025. Notices of the public hearing were mailed to all property owners within 300 feet of the proposed street name change on December 1st, 2025. Letters of support and letters of opposition have been received and are attached to this report. We did receive another letter of opposition just over the weekend that you would have received this morning, I believe. Town staff has reviewed the proposed street name change and did not have any concerns with the name change as long as it is updated in the county GIS database immediately after the name change, just for emergency services purposes. At the December 16th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, the commission forwarded a due pass recommendation to the town council for ordinance number 1-2026, approving the renaming of Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way from East Yellowstone Highway south to the end of the cul-de-sac. So recommendation, staff recommends to the town council to consider all public comments and utilize public comments to base a decision on whether or not to approve ordinance 1-2026 on first reading tonight to rename Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way, again from East Yellowstone Highway south to the end of the cul-de-sac.
Thank you, Shane. I will now open this up to any public comments. If anyone out there has any comments one way or another on this.
Town Council, my name is Bruce Hill. I own Brutal Construction here in Evansville, Colorado. I live in 1468 North Buck Creek Road, Casper, Wyoming. I do a lot of work with Mesa. I like Mesa, but I feel that reaching out to change a name of a road that's been Mystery Bridge for how long is somewhat arrogant. It's pretty blatantly obvious. Everybody can see Mesa. That's the first thing they see when they come into town. I don't feel that, I don't get where the recognition is. When we first moved out there, I snow plowed the road. I maintained the road with my blade free of charge for the town of Evansville, just to make sure that the fire department could get in and out of there. And I've never asked for anything. I never will. That's part of being a community. I just really don't feel that it's fair to everybody else out there. That's all I got.
Thank you for your comments.
I'm Ryan Perry, and I'm with this gentleman. I don't think they should get the street name just for themselves unless they're gonna pay for maintenance on the road.
Thank you.
Town Council, I'm Catherine Till. My husband and I own 6 of the properties that surround Mesa's lot. And we operate our business, Brutal Construction, on all 6 pieces of that land. I live at 1468 Buck Creek Road in Casper, Wyoming. As I stated at the previous meeting, I do think Mesa Power Solutions is a great company, and we have supplied services for them since 2016. Not a lot, but we do snow removal. We've done some parking lot maintenance, things like that. So I admire them. I think they're a great company. And I was excited actually to know that they were moving closer and was very happy for them. However, I'm greatly discouraged and in strong opposition to their request to change that portion of Mystery Bridge to Mesa Way. I like the Mystery Bridge road name, for one. But I don't understand why they feel this is even necessary. How does changing the name of a street sign to one of the local companies influence or impact our town of Evansville and its residents in an important way? Is anyone in the community going to change their mind about how great of a company Mesa is because they see the street sign? It's quite possible it could have the opposite effect and turn people off, since it's acknowledging one particular company in the town when there are lots of great companies that drive the commerce in this town. In my opinion, we should caution ourselves when ego is involved with community decisions. And this situation has an air of grandiose ego attached to it. I feel humility has a stronger and more positive impact on relations with others than boastful recognition of a street sign. Actions speak louder than words or a street sign. To me, asking to have this street name changed to Mesa's name is a wanting of a lot of recognition. Why does Mesa need more recognition than anyone else in Evansville? As it stands right now, it's pretty obvious who Mesa is when you enter the Evansville area from any direction. It's a gigantic building. It's higher than any of the buildings that surround it. And we don't need a street sign to know any more than that. If I remember correctly from the first meeting, Mesa spoke about their business ideals. In summary, it was the Mesa Way. I think it's fantastic that Mesa believes so strongly in their business ideals. And being a business owner myself, we share similar values. But that doesn't mean Mesa's ideals need to be imposed on surrounding businesses by posting a street sign with their business name on it. Besides Mesa and the landowners around this area, who is going to know what the street sign stands for? In summary, I ask that you keep this section of Mystery Bridge Road as it is, and let's figure out another way to recognize Mesa Solutions in a more meaningful way to the entire town of Evansville. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good evening. My name is Josh Wilson. I reside at 5875 Overlook Way, Mills, Wyoming. I'm the Director of Assembly for Mesa Natural Gas Solutions, and I've been employed by Mesa ever since I got out of the Marine Corps in 2018. I started down in Carlsbad, New Mexico, worked there for a couple of years, went to Midland, ran our larger operations area down there in the Permian Basin, and got a call from our VP of operations asking if I wanted to move up to Mesa because there was some significant opportunity for growth with customers in the area of Evansville and in Casper. My first conversation with him was, I'm tired of moving. So I want to go to a place where I can raise a family, where me and my wife can settle down to where we have had 2 boys in the state of Wyoming and have a 3rd child on the way. And plan to be in this area for a long time. So a promise was made to me in 2020 when I moved up to the Casper, Wyoming area, that Mesa Assembly and Mesa Operations would stay true to the Casper area, to the town of Evansville, and to the state of Wyoming for the long time to come. And as we talked about in a couple oppositions actions, meet your vision meeting your systems and having that end state. And Mesa has done that for me in my personal life. And I wanted to kind of read off a couple more things that Mesa has done to provide opportunity for individuals inside the state of Wyoming. The Wyoming Business Council grant for roads, sewer, and water was awarded in connection with Mesa's commitment to build in Evansville. The grant was $8.9 million and allowed many businesses to upgrade water, sewage, roadway. Mesa's building will generate property taxes, wages that will allow the town and WBC to recover their investment within 8 months. Mesa supported the project by investing $485,000 in infrastructure, engineering, and construction without requesting community or state funding. In selecting a contractor to oversee the building operations, we chose Caspar Building Systems to help maximize positive economic impact by prioritizing vendors and contractors within the state of Wyoming. Caspar has met the objective to this date and is expected to continue to use a majority of Wyoming vendors from here on out. Why the Mesa Way? Mesa Way requested a name tied to our cultural identity. We chose Mesa Way because it reflects our core principle, doing things the Mesa Way with integrity, quality, and commitment. This change is primarily for our employees as a way to tribute their hard work and dedication. Now, those numbers and that economic impact that I just read off, Mesa did not do that to stand up in front of a board meeting and boast what we did. But I just wanted to continue to show that Mesa's actions are furthering the betterment of this community. Probably about 550 drove home from work tonight because Mesa has 350 employees here, plus the individuals in the state of Wyoming that we are allowing to build this building over the 1.5-year time frame that it takes. And we just want to, the one thing we've asked, through the $10 million that we have provided either through grants with WBC in the town of Evansville and $500,000 of our own finances from Mesa, is the change of the street name to show our employees that we are committed to the organization, we are committed to the town of Evansville, and we're going to be here for a long time to come. At the end of 2024, Mesa had 210 employees in the town of Evansville. At the end of 2025, we have 359. The only reason that number's not 400 or 50 or 500 is because there's nowhere else for them to park. If you've driven past Reserve Drive, we've got parks. We're on the street. The food bank, which wrote a letter of approval for us for this name change, has asked me to move our stuff into the parking lot so they can get their trucks in and out of the building, which we'll happily abide by that. We've worked with Brew for a long time. We'll continue in the future. Another letter of opposition was from Ginsbach Construction, who we provide services through to the tune of about $2 million a year through propane building leases. So the individuals that are even in opposition are reaping the benefits of Mesa being in the community and continuing to employ adaptable employees to push the culture forward. That's all I got.
Thank you.
My name is Jeremy Brown, 615 Toll Street. I don't think you guys should change the name because think about all the other businesses and people that live out there. It would be affected. How much of a pain in the neck that would be to change all their billing, all their customers, all that kind of stuff. Also, I think if we start changing street names, who's to say I don't want to change my street, Jeremy Brown Street? Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to open the door to so many more different things. So I think you guys should take that into consideration and not do this or proceed with it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any more comments? Are there any more comments? If there's no more comments, then I will close this public hearing. Okay, next up, Ordinance number 1-2026.
Excuse me, sir, Mr.
No.
Oh, okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I closed it, so. Okay. Ordinance number 1-2026. An ordinance approving the renaming of Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way from East Yellowstone Highway South to the end of platted cul-de-sac. Do I have a motion for this ordinance
On first reading.
on first reading?
I'd like to make a motion of ordinance 1-2026, an ordinance approving the renaming of Mystery Bridge Road to Mesa Way from East Yellowstone Highway South to the end of the planned cul-de-sac.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion?
I do. I don't know if you know off the top of your head, Shane, but do you know how many lots are along this section of road?
Oh, it'd be a little bit of a guess, but I could think of 1, 2, 5, 6. Roughly 12. There's currently only one lot that has a Mystery Bridge Road address. Well, two, counting Mesa's building. Currently, there's only 2 addresses on Mystery Bridge Road. And there's other lots that front on Mystery Bridge Road. They're just have never been assigned an address because they don't have anything going on there. But the other lot is the Black Hills Energy lot. That has a kind of a natural gas station there. We never heard any comment from Black Hills, but like I said, currently there's 2 addresses that are Mystery Bridge Road addresses.
And am I correct in understanding that the Tills have 6 of those lots?
Yes.
And then we also have a letter from Milo's, which is a lot, and
Yeah, his lot fronts on Wildcat, but he's at the corner. So he has, his address is off of Wildcat Road, but his side yard would be Mystery Bridge Road. And then Luke Gensbach,
They've got 2 lots.
got 2 lots. Well, got 2 lots that front on Wildcat for Gensbach.
well, I very much appreciate Mesa and the business they brought to town and everything they put in there. I do struggle with supporting this, being that we've got 9 lot owners of 12 that are in opposition. It's just my opinion.
Any more discussion?
I just want to have some clarification here. Mystery Bridge Road also goes to the north towards the river, so we're not losing the entire name Mystery Bridge Road.
That's correct.
So it's just south of Yellowstone.
That's correct.
Any more discussion? There's no more discussion, then I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of changing the name?
Or all those in favor of approving ordinance 1-2026
Approving ordinance
on
dash
first
1
reading?
2026. Thank you.
I'd make a motion to approve the first reading.
You're just saying
Oh,
yes or
okay.
no.
Yeah,
No,
it's just a
voting. I'm sorry.
I'm calling for the vote.
Okay.
All those in favor? All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, well, motion did not pass.
Everyone's opposed?
Yes. Okay. Okay, item number 7. At this point, I am announcing the retirement of our police chief,
Fire chief.
Fire chief.
Fire chief. Bear with me, it's been a long day. Thanks, chief. Bear with me, it's been a long day. So, start that over again. So, announcing the retirement of our fire chief, Leo Molson.
Mm-mm.
I said fire chief.
I'm opposed.
Here, here.
All those in favor, aye.
And an appointment for a new fire chief. And at this point, I would nominate Mark Cornett as the new fire chief. And Leo's retirement and Mark's effective date to move into fire chief would be effective February 25th. Do I have a motion to accept the retirement of Leo and the appointment of our new fire chief, Mark Cornett?
Can we say no?
Yeah.
We'd like to keep
Nay.
Leo. Please? With respect to Leo, yes.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to thank the chief for his years of service that dedicated to the town, and driving the department forward, and continuing to make progress. Thank you very much for your dedication.
Absolutely.
I'd also like to thank you for all of your years of service for the town and everything that you've done for the town to move it forward and continue to be on task and going through that big, huge book that you do and making sure that we're all up to date. And I am very grateful and thankful for all that you do with also the police chief when you guys do the Christmas parade, anything that's for the town that you and your people are definitely awesome. I would like to also congratulate Mr. Cornett and Chief Cornett, and hey, you got big shoes to fill. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you, Leo. Can only see this much. Here we go.
And I'd like to express gratitude for all you've done to the town and look forward to what Mr. Cornett will accomplish in the future. Thank you.
Well, after our discussion earlier, I wasn't going to say anything, but I ditto everything these guys say, Leo. So with that behind us, do I have a motion?
We've got a motion in a second. I'm not sure.
Yes, we do. Sorry.
Did they vote?
Oh,
No, there was no vote.
Just
There was
call
a
it.
motion in a second, but you didn't call for.
right, I know. Getting wrapped up in this, sorry. At this point, I call for a vote. All those in favor?
I
All those opposed? Motion passed. Item 8. You're back up, Shane.
All right, thank you, Mayor and Council. Bear with me, I got quite a few things here to go through again. So first thing is application for payment number 6 on the Mystery Bridge and Wildcat Road Improvements Project. The total pay request from Wayne Coleman Construction is for $267,199.33 for work completed and materials delivered on site from November 22nd through December 19th. We're holding 5% retainage, so the total retainage is $13,359.97. So the amount for pay request number 6 is $253,839.36, with $13,359.97 being placed in the joint retainage account. So recommend a motion to pay Wayne Coleman Construction for pay estimate number 6.
Do I have a motion to pay Wayne Coleman?
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. I call for a vote. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion passed.
Continue with the same project. I have tonight drawdown request number 6 for reimbursement of invoices for design and construction engineering and Wayne Coleman Construction Pay Application number 5. The total of the invoices is $494,137.40. The grant covers 88%, so the total draw request is $434,841. This leaves a total remaining balance on the grant of $6,767,150. I'll recommend a motion to have the mayor sign and submit drawdown request number 6.
Do I have a motion?
I'll motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
On drawdown request number 6, I meant to mention the town will receive additional reimbursement of these invoices from the 4 other parties involved in the grant: Advanced Casper, Mesa Solutions, True Land and Realty, and Hat 6 Wildcat LLC, in the amount of $54,602.18, leaving the town responsible for $4,694.31 of those invoices. So the next thing I have on my list is the 2025 sidewalks project. I also have pay application number 6 for this project. Total pay request from Trito Construction is for $75,560 for work completed and materials delivered from December 1st through December 17th. Since we've reached 50% of the contract amount, we're not holding any more retainage. We've got a total of 5% withheld already. So the amount due for pay request number 6 is the $75,560. Recommend a motion to pay Trito Construction for pay estimate number 6.
Do I have a motion to pay Trito?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mr. Porter, are we almost done with this project?
It's complete. Yep. The next
Okay.
thing on the agenda is a certificate of completion.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
So yeah, the next thing is a certificate of substantial completion for this project. Walkthrough was conducted on December 18th and a punch list was generated. That punch list was verified on December 30th that it had been completed. So the project has been determined substantially complete. Attached is a certificate of substantial completion for approval. So just recommend a motion to approve or to have the mayor sign the certificate of substantial completion.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
The last thing on the agenda is we opened bids. We opened bids for the Lathrop Road Pathway project on December 19th. We had, I believe it was 8 bidders. The total of bids, we had bids from Crown Construction, Trito Construction, Double Drop Construction, Andrew Hunt Construction, Knife River Construction, Oftedal Construction, and Falcon Construction. The bids were, I guess, in that order: $319,520, $314,180, $434,463, $350,350, $396,693, $596,188, and $403,520. So the low bid was from Trito Construction in the amount of $314,180. So we've reviewed all the bids and all appear correct and responsive. So we have a recommendation of award tonight to Trito Construction for the Lathrop Road Pathway Phase 2 project in the amount of $314,180.
Do I have a motion to approve Trito Construction?
I move.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. I call for the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
And so the last thing I have is on that same project. I recommend a motion for the mayor to execute the notice to proceed and the agreements with Trito Construction once they have provided all required documents back to the town. So the motion tonight would be to approve agreements contingent upon them supplying all the information to us. So recommend a motion to that effect.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
I so move.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I do. In the event that it doesn't fall through, will we just go with the next one, or will we have to redo bids again?
Now, if for some reason they don't provide the bonds and the insurance cords and everything required, we do have the option to go with bid number 2.
Okay, thank you.
We also have the option to rebid, but I would recommend going.
Right, yeah,
with bid
yeah, no,
number
no.
2, because then everybody's already seen it once. So.
Any more discussion? No more discussion. All those in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion passed.
That's all I have tonight.
Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the engineer's report?
All motion?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. And do I have a motion for adjournment?
All motion?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
I
Motion passed.
7:45.
Adjourned at 7:44 PM.
I know, I was like, are you walking away? Oh, no.